Okay, now we're good. Thank you so much, Dalton, for sharing the live, man. Much appreciated. Welcome back to the stream, man. Since you're here at the start, Dalton, we are...
Dalton used blinker.
That's exactly...
Here we go.
I gotta go grab it. I gotta go grab it in my room. But I want to stay here for this to play. I will go grab it, and I will take a rip after this is done playing. He said, not my brother. Welcome to the stream over there on TikTok. Welcome to the stream. You said Dalton GTS. Dude, yeah, I need to go grab it. I need to go grab the old Benjamin. So let me do that real quick, Dalton, and I'll be right back. We got it. We got it. There we go. We got it, Dalton. We got it, man. So Dalton shared this to the group chat. Let's go. All right. Bet, Dalton. Bet. Let me actually, we can go ahead and just pull up our game. Dalton already got us here. I didn't even have to do anything. So why does Xbox sound like a lightsaber idling? It does kind of, doesn't it? It does kind of. Yes, yes. The Dalton got his whole family in here. Let's go, bro. Let me take a little rip ski before we start. Since Dalton did hit us with the blinker command. He says Kendra's idea. Y'all are wild. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get this game in. We are running a hard copy of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Another warrior joins the fellowship. Let's go.
Guys, thank you so much for the follows. Holy cow.
Another warrior
And the
joins the
lines.
fellowship. Let's
Going crazy.
go.
Going crazy. About to drink a little bit of G Fuel. Gotta get that energy. Hopefully, you guys are all having a decent day over at work. Dude, it was... I was working outside today, and it was so hot.
Destroy the Jedi.
It was just like... It was very humid out. It was terrible. Say Kendra has the other half. Our picks are the same. Pig, if that makes sense. Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha, Dalton. Y'all are wild. Dude, hell yeah. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I gotta change my HDMI. One thing I forgot to do. Hopefully I don't rip this headset off my head. There we go. Alright, we're about to grind out some Star Wars for the night. Grinding out some Knights of the Old Republic 2, and then I might even jump into a little bit Star Wars Episode 3 towards the end. That's it. Oh, Dalton's off work today? Dude, lucky you, man. You got to take a nap. I'm jealous. I'm jealous, Dalton. Dude, it was so sultry outside today that you would sweat and it wouldn't even evaporate off your body. And then your body just kept continuously sweating. It was terrible, man. It was terrible. And I wasn't even doing that much outside. I would just stand there and sweat, man. Should do Kyber tonight? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I could mess around with a little bit of Kyber. I want to call you Strawberry because your username's just a strawberry. Strawberry, you're saying you go back to work the 19th. Oh, lucky you! I took like four days off to take a trip to the lake for for a little bit with some friends, and then I came back, and then it was just right back to work the next day. You know. You said your name's Laney. Gotcha. Gotcha. Understood. The username's just popping up with what looks like a strawberry, so. But no, you're so lucky that you don't have to work till, you don't go back to work till the 19th. Oh my gosh. I wish I could get that luxury. You said you love strawberry shortcake. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, I need to check my saves. We're at 2454, I think. Oh, yeah. We were just kind of starting through a whole new area. We're finally on Onderon. Onderon. Is it blinker time? Blinker time, Dalton. 3, 2, 1. And it's supposed to be a lightsaber sound. There it is. I'll take a short one, since I did the real one earlier. Alright. Alright, we are currently in the cantina. Also, one thing. So I know my lights work. I just want to test and make sure YouTube chat's coming through. Yep, yes it is. Let's go. I just want to make sure it pops up in my my chat in my streaming software. Well, we are all good to go. Okay, we should be able to talk to someone in here. For sure it is the guy.
With you. I served in the Mandalorian Wars with you. You're a Jedi, right? I was one of the ground troops. We fought on Daggery Minor together. It was near the beginning of the war. We didn't win that battle.
Dude, Dalton coming through with more likes, dude. Let's go. Much appreciated. This guy we fought on Daggery Minor in the Mandalorian's war with. I don't even know who he is.
Enough of the past. The whole galaxy isn't safe for Jedi now, especially here. Onderon has suffered through 3 wars started by fallen Jedi. Do you still serve the Republic?
We do not serve the Republic. Up over here. There we go. Not directly anymore, but I try and lend a hand when I'm able. I'm out for myself now. The Republic is of no concern to me.
A pity. The Republic needs every capable person they can get. If you'll excuse me.
I wonder if we would have responded differently if we would have gotten a different response from him there. If we go dialogue, no, she'll excuse me. Maybe that's just how it always ends. Trying to look for actual names here. There we go.
There's got to be something you need, something you want. I have connections, many connections in the city. I can provide high-quality, unique weapons that you won't be able to find elsewhere.
Okay.
I even have a rare lightsaber crystal.
Bet.
Something you'd never find elsewhere. If you need money, I'll pay you 5,000 credits. All I ask is get me one.
Oh my
open
gosh,
Starport
Dude, Dalton, they all want my Starport visa, bro. They all want it. It's insane. So many people are after him.
Many
Lightsaber
Jedi have
crystal.
fought on this world. One of them lost their lightsaber in the Beast Wars. A reliable source says it's a rare Quixoni crystal. Incredibly rare and valuable.
Quixoni crystals were warmed by a dying sun millennia
Ooh,
ago.
okay.
Only a handful were obtained before the sun went nova. Their power is rumored to be great.
I see that's grabbed your interest, eh? There's only one way you're going to get it. One open starport visa.
That's all she's
no
wanting.
Visa, no crystal.
Then why did your character nod like that? Yeah, I have no idea. Look at him right now. Look at him moving his head. It's like shaking it no.
I really can't be any help with that.
I'm gonna talk to her
I
about
might
the
have been in
murder.
same
To
detention
bros
cell that
everywhere,
night that Dagon's in now.
but the conversation.
Soldiers were asking me some entertaining questions that night. I've got no idea what was going on.
She didn't even know what was going on with that murder. Okay. I do like. I don't think we're gonna get anything by talking to her. I think we just have to get her we gotta find an extra visa somewhere. Basically, is what we need to do. Can I talk to this guy? You're not world, alright? My name is Kip. Nice to see friendly face. Has been a hostile place for our kind lately. Okay, what's he know about the murder? I had the misfortune of being here that night. It's very inconvenient. Soldiers were asking me some very pointed questions, which is a no-no in my line of business. Said her many connections. But her connections. Oh. What's his line of business? A slicer. Yes, we need him. Does he know Dagon Gin? Yes. Okay. What else can we ask him? What do you know of the city? Perilous times they are facing. I've lived here for several years. I may be leaving soon. Do not worry. I don't need a starport visa. There are enough people begging for those. Oh, he gets it, man. He gets it. He knows. He knows. There's a ton of people begging for him. I swear, some people will just trade their life for a visa, bro. Is it hi YouTube and Purple app? Let's go, Dalton. Dalton saying hi to the youth out there to YouTube and Twitch, and your many connections, and Kick, and TikTok that he's on. All right, now there are enough people begging. Okay, what do you think of the general and the queen? What? I already asked. I think I already asked him about the murder, right? I'm gonna do it again. Nope, never mind. And that didn't lead us anywhere. All right, cool. So he was a waste of time. Got a bunch of thugs in here. Okay. One thug with the name.
This room is reserved off. If you ask me, she got what she deserved. She looked down on us beast riders. Good riddance.
Oh, they're beast riders? The thugs are? He said, oh, also, hi, Kick. Didn't realize you could stream off Kick. Oh, yeah. Dalton, so I'm multi-streaming. So, like, there's 4 different platforms I'm streaming on. I tried to basically include
One does not
on
simply
stream behind me.
ignore the like button.
Ooh, got a like coming through on YouTube. Let's go. But yeah, dude. So everything's connected to chat. So if anyone talks in Kick, out of basically all those platforms, if anyone types into chat, it will pop up on stream behind me. And you'll always see the brand new chat like right here where my finger's at. That's always like the new chat spot at the very top. And then you'll have you also have your platform logo here. So you know what people are on, what they're watching from. But like on the actual TikTok chat that you're seeing, not on stream or on screen, but like the actual chat box, like you're only gonna see other people from TikTok on there. But then, yeah, looking on stream, then you're seeing all chats, which is cool. It does a little conversion. I don't think he... Wait, I think I have to ask him. Hold on. Ooh, let's do this
If you
again.
ask me,
Dagon again?
his face, it's about
Okay.
it. His office is on Beckel's.
Okay, who's
She's a
Beckel?
beast rider like
She's a
me
beast
and
rider?
Lena.
Okay,
You
bet.
better never be speaking ill of her, or else.
Cool. I think he does swoop racing. We're gonna ask him about swoop
This
racing.
room is reserved.
You're a swoop racer,
I
right?
suggest you leave the room, off-worlder. I've got all the...
Okay, cool. That didn't do us any good. Okay. There's no one else to talk to. Who do we go to now? Waitress? There's a waitress.
Now, what did you order? I'll just guess.
Oh, never mind. She was useless. I think Gormo was a Pazak player, which I'm not worried about right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. I'm pretty much just still exploring this thing. I got a lot of places to kind of go through and look at, and quests to pick up. The way I like see it is I try to pick up all the quests and then I go out and do all the missions, and I'll go through and beat all the quests, and then we come back and we talk to everyone, get our rewards, and then we move on to like that one final quest at the end. That final mission. Whenever I can feel it's coming up, I'll start to make my preparations. Beast Rider Thug. A commoner. A salvager. So, yeah. Yeah, you do, Dalton. Look at that. I think it's, we got, what? Hold on. I wonder if I actually have more crystals on me to change colors, you know? We got our short lightsaber now, Dalton. I don't know if you saw this before. So we now have a shorter lightsaber in one hand and then regular lightsaber in the other. But it's like, this is what we got based on the lightsabers that we pretty much earned. Like, we haven't changed any colors or even really messed with that, so next time I upgrade lightsabers, I'll probably mess with the colors. That's not loot. I thought it was gonna be loot. I don't even know like where to go now. So Dagon's office. We went to the cantina. Okay, we literally just have to come over here, and then last night I was wanting to go into the cantina, but I was getting tired and I was just like ready to kind of hop off for the night. Ooh, can we loot anything in here? There's a lab station in here. What do I have for chemicals? Oh, I got 72 on me, man. Immunity, critical hits? That sounds kind of nice. Oh, that's an actual... Okay, that's an implant. That's crazy. Immunity, poison, bio antidote system. That's kind of nuts. Some of those look kind of cool though, but they're nice to have. Man, okay. Those are kind of wild, man. I wasn't ready to see that. Got some mines, don't really care. Grenades, eh. I feel like I'm gonna probably dump more into med packs. There we go. I just bought one advanced med pack, calling it good. Is there anything else in here? What's in the pouch? Oh, more chemicals. Hell yeah. Dude, I don't think there was like anything else for us to do in here. Just the lab station, that's all. I thought there would actually be like more stuff in there for me, not just that. Oh, what's this down here? Literally just a lab station. Cantina. Dude, is this all there is at the Western Square? I'm thinking that might be all there is. Is there anything for me to do?
Have any work that needs? A lot of credits to be made.
I am 1B.
What's we got for sale? Let me go look at this. Okay, so I'm assuming we don't need the HK droid processor. That's a part I think we already turned in. I think that was like one of the first parts, actually. What's it take for like an advanced repair kit? 55, that's not bad. We got parts here too. Computer spikes. It's not gonna worry for right now. Dude, I don't even know where to go at this point. Like, I feel like I have to go back to the cantina or go all the way back. Let me check my journal. A murder at the local cantina. You should talk with Captain Ryken at the Merchant Square's turret tower for more information. Okay. It said the market square, but we're in what? We're in the Western Square. Maybe we just go back the way we came to get here. Which, I gotta turn around. Alright. Go back through here. Oh, we got bounty hunters here. We gotta take on. Let's go, guys. We gotta fight. That it was you. Imagine what the soldiers would do to you if they knew you were wanted in the streets. You are a wanted criminal now. Ooh. And if you're threatening me, prepare to die. That's what I'm gonna tell them. I take you alive, but I doubt I could keep a Jedi from escaping. Dead will have to do. Bet. Yo, let's go. Alright, we're gonna run, I wanna run Plague. Poison Grenade. That'd be crazy. Ah, we're gonna do it. Poison Grenade, bro. Let me run Night Speed. We'll run Plague. We'll run Force Lightning. She'll run Night Speed. She'll run... you know, Plasma, maybe. Have fun with it. Yeah, that could work. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, we got Rodian thugs right here too, bro. No way. You know what we're gonna do? Get rid of that gun, man. There we go. We're about to go ham here. Okay. You know what? Actually, energy shield. Boom. There's so many of them. That's crazy. Look at that. Now we got to level up. We're going to run. So we'll get an automatic heal. Increasing the potency of a character's force powers. Oh yeah. Let's run that. Skills. Ooh, we got 5, bro. Look at all this. How nuts is this? Security's high as fuck. Dude, this is so nice. I'm loving this like how we're leveling everything up. We could get master speed, which is dope. We got force redirection. We could run kill. Still waiting to unlock that force storm. Yeah, you get to character level 18. We'll unlock it. I might as well just go ahead and get master speed, man. We're gonna run poison. Poison right now, bro. Choke. And then we're gonna run drain life, bro. Dude, how nuts is this? Oh, dude, she's about to go crazy here. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh, dude, everyone's going nuts. This is awesome. Everyone's just going ham. Look at all these guys going off right now for me. This is crazy. This is what we live for, these little battles. I got everything paused perfectly. Choke. Didn't need to. Let's do it, guys. Oh my god. No way we just went through all of them. Okay, let's get all that loot. We're gonna have a ton of loot to get. Look at those credits. We got a bounty hunters starport visa. Guys, we got credits. Yo. Give me all the loot. We got a visa, bro. We got a visa. So really now we can just, I think we can just go talk to the guy in the cantina and he will basically erase or do he'll do his thing, and then it'll basically turn that visa into an open visa, and then we can trade it now that we have an extra. And you already know I'm gonna grab that power crystal. What up, Domry? What's up, dude? You come here? Let's see if I can get my dog over here. Come here, bud. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Up, up, up. Come here, buddy. Oh, come here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. I gotta play my game, dude. He's just like chilling here. Okay, is. Where was that guy at? I think he's at one of the entrances. I'm gonna go look for him. Here he is. Yep. The Off-Worlder returns. Talk to you. What's up? Domri, watch out, bud. There we go. Trigger process, but after many failures, I've mastered it. It will cost you 500 credits. Alright. How do I know that visa will work? Let's see. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're doing shady stuff here. Alright, let's do it. We got a sliced open Starport visa.
Yeah, what do you want?
Let's see what he says. What's So wondering if you could give me some stimulants. Yeah.
I thought that the force would be enough. That's a good position for a warrior to take. But even better if he relies completely on his own. Here you go. But don't get now is there something else?
Never mind. Cool. We got a stimulant.
I wonder if the waitress will ever give me my drink.
Do you have a visa yet? I had faith you'd get hold of one. I've always been good at spotting talent.
Okay, see what she says.
Big plans for it.
See what she does.
So what do you want for it? A weapon?
Money?
Or the lightsaber crystal?
Ooh, okay. Yo, what? What? We got 3 options now, and they're gonna make us pick. Dalton, you're saying crystal. Alright, we do it. We do it. Fuck it, we ball. Interested in the lightsaber crystal.
There you go. If you aren't satisfied with it, just let me know.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Dark side points gained. Yo, that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me see in the inventory what it does for us. That crystal. Damage plus 5. Regenerate force points plus 1. That's insane. Can only be used by a dark Jedi. That's the limitation. Yo, Dalton, that's sick, man. That is so sick. Oh, dude. This is gonna be fun. Whenever I get around to upgrading my lightsabers, like this is gonna be really cool. Because then we have one that adds +1 dex, which is kind of nice. So it gives us, some of those give us nice little buffs. So the payout's worth. Oh, gotcha. Well, that was all I had for that. Now I'm back to not really knowing what to do. I guess I need to make my way over to... Okay. Dude, I wonder if like there's a lot more star... There's probably more visas I can earn, aren't there? I'll be going. Never mind. I thought he was gonna be like a Pazak player, but he wasn't. I think it's back to. I think I just want to go back now. Go back a little ways. The Beast Riders were once criminals exiled from Aziz. Ooh, half a century ago, they seized Princess Galia, married Oron Kara. Ooh, the leader of the Beast Riders. Okay, so the princess and the leader of the Beast Riders, they married. A big thing here on the Onderon.
A lot of credits to be made around here, Lee.
You have the right skills.
Heard of any good finds? Heard of any good finds?
A lot of credits to be made.
Some of those alien thugs had it going, you know.
Let's keep on rolling. Nothing here. Merchant Quarter. What is there anything else right where I'm at? No, there's not. Okay, that's really it. I'm gonna go to the Merchant Quarter. So if I find a little workstation or a little workbench that we can upgrade our lightsabers with, we will use it along the way. But if I don't find one along the way as we're making our way through this map and progressing, then I just won't worry until it feels necessary.
General,
then we'll upgrade our lightsabers.
Have we, Tobin?
Here we go.
Or is this a preface to
Dude,
another
let's go,
of
Dalton.
failures?
We're progressing this
Consider
bad
the whole
boy.
field, Tobin. Why would a Jedi risk all of this just to come to Isis?
The crew of the Ebon Hawk is elusive, General. We were warned about that, but we still underestimated them. But the fools are here, in Isis. The intel on this is
In
certain.
Isis.
I'm ordering men loyal to us to take care of them now.
Dude, we're just gonna wipe these guys out.
Idea. Hold that order. Have him watched instead. The Jedi may prove a solution to another one of our persistent problems.
Alright. Okay, so we're back. Okay, I'm gonna save here. We have yet to save this game. We'll do it on game 3. Alright, here we go. Okay, now we just gotta figure out where to go from here. Sky ramp, there's a turret tower right down here. We're gonna go right to it. There's Captain Riken.
Back again, Off-Worlder? I'm sure you have a starport visa. If I were you, I'd leave before too many more beast cages are stacked in the streets. We certainly do. He and several other people were picked up in connection to a murder.
Oh. We got... well...
Captain Sulio. She was in charge of the starport checkpoint. A good soldier. Your friend was one of the last people that saw her alive. So far, he's just a suspect. But if he did it, the punishment is death.
Okay, let's do this.
The only person I know with the contacts to help us out. We need to get Dagon out of custody.
Alright.
Until we either eliminate
See how
him
long
as a
he's gonna be
suspect or
questioned.
find the real killer. Dagon has quite a record with the authorities. The Colonel thinks that murder isn't too far a stretch for someone like him.
How can I eliminate him as a suspect? Can I ask? Can I see him?
No way. We're under orders to
Oh,
make sure
man.
no one sees the murder suspects.
What?
Command is taking this very seriously.
Oh shit. Okay. How can I eliminate him as a suspect?
He's one of the worst doctors I've ever heard of. But I can't see him deliberately killing someone. He was one of the last people seen with Captain Sulio in the cantina.
Ooh,
Ask
okay.
around there. I've heard he's got a good motive for killing.
Alright.
Stay out of trouble.
So now oh, you had to get the journal entry and then you can start. Man, if I would have done that earlier before going to the cantina, I would have been alright. So the market square, I want to see if there's anyone to talk to.
No! If Queen Talia is so
No.
removed that she won't do what the people so clearly want,
Not this guy
That's
again.
it, Ponlar. Brothers and sisters.
I'm gonna persuade. Everyone join Ponlar.
That's right! Death to the Queen!
Death
Boys! Grab arms! We will march!
This is cool.
Why are you joining in this? I prefer Vaklu over Talia, but this is hardly a task for a warrior.
I'm gonna say, just follow my lead.
You would fight with them? This is madness. We need reinforcements.
The jump scare. Yo, A1, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for the gifts. Welcome back to the stream, dude. Look at this. They stand no chance.
A weakness is revealed.
Look at this. Look at this. Not a chance. Look at him. Look at him. Yo. dude. We're just running Force Lightning, getting them. We're just gonna kill them all. I feel evil. Bet. It's crazy, I can just run some lightning over and over. They got loot. Let's get the loot. We got concussion grenades.
You're that sweet biker, right? My friend says you should go pro.
Well, we just murdered a bunch of people. That was cool. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save. And then I'm gonna put in some Star Wars Episode 3 and play a mission of that. There we go, guys. We're gonna get Star Wars Episode 3. See where we kind of get tonight. gonna check audio. I think this game can be pretty loud at times. We'll load game. The cavalry arrives. Let's do this. Story and missions. What up, Domri? Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. With Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
There it is. His famous line.
You are a bold one.
Oh boy, let's do it. Hey, you're telling me that's where we leave off from, bro?
Now this is hardly fair. It's 2 against 1. Let's see what they're made of. I'll never get tired of this.
Alright. Oh. Oh, come on.
Don't move. When are you droids going to learn?
I'm dead. I'm literally trying to jump away from him and I can't even get away. It's insane.
You couldn't hit a sandcrawler.
Okay, we actually did something there. I thought we were for sure dead. I didn't think there's a chance in hell we were gonna live through that. Okay. Oh, here comes the clone troopers. Let's go.
I'll take that.
This is dope, man. Oh, I missed this, bro. I missed this. Oh, we got huggers. They're gonna hug me.
You make this too easy.
Oh my god. There we go. Come on, get him, get him. There we go. Oh, let's go. Oh, what a move. That was sick. Oh, the execution was nasty. There it is. Oh, I don't know how I'm doing that. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Dude.
More spare parts.
Oh my gosh. Dude, the combos are feeling good. Oh. I need heals. I need heals really bad.
Commander Cody, this is General Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you copy?
Loud and clear, sir.
General Grievous has
I
escaped.
might die here. I don't
need you
know.
to lock onto his signal and track him for
I need a backed up tank.
Understood, sir. Beginning signal scan. Sir, taking fire.
I'll take care of those cannons. You concentrate on finding Grievous.
Bet, let's go.
Troopers, take out the biggest droids first.
General Kenobi, we're taking heavy fire out here.
These must be the cannon controls. Take this.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead.
Clumsy machine.
Let's get him. Let's get him. No, there's another. You kidding me? Gosh, dude, I'm literally trying to jump away. Like, it's the dumbest thing. I'm gonna die. There's no way.
The power of the Force, my friend. Come on.
Come on, take him out. There we go. Get that health back, bro. This is insane. Holy cow. We're so close to just being dead right now. There we go. There's one cannon we took out. Yeah, now we have to go to the other side and take out the other.
That certainly did the job.
But we also need health. Like, we're hurting bad for some health.
One cannon disabled. Thank you, sir.
And we gotta regain force so we can make this jump. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay. Can we destroy these? Maybe not. So the whole through the next part after this mission. I know it gets rough. Like, I remember this getting difficult somewhere.
Defend each other.
I mean, really. Ooh, we got a Saber Crystal. Dude, that's cool.
I'll never get tired of this.
I love this. I love this. Yes. Let me just sit here and fight the whole time. Come on now. Oh, the combos are so nice. Oh, there it is. There it is. Got him. Oh my gosh. There it is. Oh, yo. He's hugging me. He's hugging me. Get him out of here.
Beacons.
There.
A gondola.
Let's go.
Lit.
Let's go. Yo, thank you so much for the share, A1. Much appreciated, man. Oh, this is getting terrifying. Oh my. Come on now. Let's go. I'm getting them with the combo. Oh my god, there's so many. Dude, there's no way I live. They just keep coming. I gotta heal and recover somehow.
Gift of honor.
Oh my
Fellowship
gosh.
grows rich.
Thank you so much for the gifts, everyone. Going crazy, bro.
The gift of honor.
Man.
Fellowship grows richer.
We grabbed him.
Gift of honor.
Hit him with that.
Fellowship grows richer.
Thank you so much, A1. Let's go, dude.
Gift of honor.
Oh, you're going
Fellowship
crazy,
grows
bro.
richer.
You're going crazy, dude. Holy shit. I'm
Gift
trying to
of
take
honor.
care of these droids. They just keep
Fellowship
spawning
grows
in.
richer. Gift of honor. Fellowship
heals.
grows richer.
There we go. We're still good.
The gift of honor. Fellowship grows
Come on,
richer.
come on. Let's get him.
The gift of honor.
he keeps blocking.
Fellowship grows richer.
There we go.
What are you droids going to learn?
Let's go,
Gift
bro.
of honor.
Let's go.
Fellowship grows richer.
Dude, A1, you win. Hail.
Gift of honor. Fellowship grows richer.
Holy cow.
The gift of honor.
Oh.
Fellowship grows richer.
Alright, let's run it. Now I can
Gift
go
of
up
honor.
top.
Fellowship grows richer.
Let's do this, bro. This is gonna get so intense here.
The gift of honor. Fellowship grows richer.
Hit that back to tank. We got health.
The gift of honor. Fellowship grows richer.
Hey, it's a gift. That's my coins. My member's favorite. All good. No.
Gift of honor.
I appreciate it, A1,
Fellowship
man.
grows
I appreciate
richer.
it.
Your size gives you the advantage.
This mission's been so intense
Gift of honor.
so far. It's been
Fellowship
nuts.
grows richer. The gift of honor. Fellowship grows richer.
Ooh, I don't know how I did that ground punch.
Gift of honor.
That's
Fellowship
cool.
grows
Ooh.
richer.
This is just showing you some love, big dog. Here to support. Hell yeah.
Gift of honor. Fellowship grows
Dude,
richer.
I love hearing that, Nody. That's great.
The gift of honor. Fellowship grows richer.
Definitely more Lord of the Rings. More,
Gift of
more
honor.
aimed towards Lord of the
Fellowship
Rings,
grows
but
richer. The gift of honor.
Let's run it back
Fellowship
down now.
grows richer.
Hey.
The gift of honor. Fellowship grows richer.
Someone programmed you to talk too much.
The gift of honor.
There we go.
Fellowship
There we go.
grows richer.
I'm just gonna kill all the reinforcements. Let's go. So that, yeah, I remember when you told me
Gift
about
of honor.
the sound effects. There's
Fellowship
one for,
grows
yeah,
richer.
Yeah, for likes. There's likes, follows,
Where?
Down there.
and then gifts.
In my experience, there's no such
I thought maybe I had like a fourth notification out there, but I can't remember what it was for. Oh no, this is hard. This part's tough. I know that. Or no, it might even get trickier.
I've got you on sensor, General. You're getting near the generator.
Oh no.
The force is strong here.
Hey, boss.
Let's see what you can do.
Yes, sir. Burn them. Dude.
Fire.
Damn. I don't have any force. I was trying to like pick up those explosive barrels and toss them. You said 2 different ones for likes. Yeah, but what I've noticed, sometimes it doesn't go off like I feel like it should. Like I've noticed with my oh, there we go. Hold on. Let me get this up. There we go. I notice like sometimes my sounds will fail, and I don't quite understand why, but in my Lumia app, I'll like see that happen from time to time, which I don't know. Maybe it's just bugs in the app. Oh boy. There we go.
I'm getting too old for this.
More droids. More. Dude, we're gonna level up so much from this. Like, it's gonna be insane. We're gonna get so much XP. We're just going crazy with Obi-Wan.
Take this.
Oh, let's go. Come on now. There we go. Catch him off guard. So you use the Tickfinity? I do not. I used to. I run my noties through Lumia. It's called Lumia Stream. Only because I ended up using Lumia because it can incorporate my lights into it. Which, I mean, right now you can't see, you won't see them because I've got my green screen up. But like, if I didn't have my green screen up, then in the back you'd see my lights kind of flicker and do some stuff. And that's like part of Lumia running. Oh snap. Ah, there we go.
Stay down.
There we go. He's off. He's not, yep. He's not holding his guard. Oh my gosh. He's not blocking. He's not blocking. Spam X. Just spam it. Oh my gosh. Said, this is my friend Chief. He's on the Star Wars marathon. He finished Lord of the Rings. Wow. Oh yeah. It's Colossal you're talking about. Gotcha. Dude, hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's Colossal, dude. I grinded out a ton of Lord of the Rings games from...
I'll take that.
What was it? It was like October, like maybe late October. I started in on the grind and started playing a shit ton of Lord of the Rings games. And I went through like this giant Lord of the Rings phase. And so I just grinded a bunch of those games out. He said, what is part of this marathon? Well, dude, as of right now, so I've already beat Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Now I'm, oh my gosh, no, not this thing. I forgot about this thing. But yeah, so I've beat Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1. I am now in the middle of grinding. I've kind of started this game up to end some of my streams. So we have Star Wars Episode 3, and then we're also grinding out Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And then from there, man, I've ordered more games for my original Xbox. So like I have the Jedi Knight games, I have Republic Commando. On my 360, I have The Force Unleashed 1 and 2. And I think I have like all the DLC for those games too, which is dope. Like I want all the DLC. I want to play every piece of that content. Probably more specifically for Force Unleashed 1 and 2, because I grew up on those games and had so much fun playing them back in the day. Oh snap, oh snap. Oh shit. I don't know how I'm gonna, what do I even do to this thing, man? Oh yeah, I didn't even know what I couldn't even see what I was tossing. Oh, so that does hurt us. I didn't think that was gonna even hit us.
My, you're a big droid. Freeze!
He's like, my, you're a big droid. Oh! He hurts. He hurts. Guys, he hurts so good. Oh no. Oh! There we go. No, no! I was trying to jump out of the way! Oh, dude. This thing's gonna fuck me up. I already know it. So, wait, you actually play the MMO? You're talking about... So, it's not Knights of the Old Republic, but you're talking just Star Wars The Old Republic? SWTOR? As I think that's what I call it, SWTOR. Instead of KOTOR, it's like SOTOR. Oh my god, oh my god. I have like 10 hours into that total, and that was because I tried it. I got curious, and I tried it and played it for a little bit back in college.
hardly worth my time.
Flang it. Yeah. Oh, oh. Don't hurt me. Alright. I don't think that didn't do shit. Alright. Cool. Now I can't see anything when he's facing that direction, man. Zoink. Just keep popping them. Keep popping them. I'm gonna have to heal here in a minute. Get some heals. You definitely have 1,000+ hours in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Gotcha. Are you talking? You're talking about the MMO? Oh shit! Oh shit! Wasn't paying attention. There he goes again. My guys will eventually kill him, right? Maybe not. I guess the clones are doomed. I mean, if I'm using them as bait. Oh shit. You said it's good, you enjoy it, gotcha. I know it's got like a lot of lore, and I mean it's specifically like related to the Old Republic and everything that kind of happened then. Which it's kind of been like that with Knights of the Old Republic. Running that old RPG. You said my bad. Playing Marvel Rivals. We'll type it, dude. Hell yeah, man. I've been told that's a good game. I've never gotten into it. I've seen gameplay and I'm like, it looks fun, and it just doesn't grab my attention. Oh shit. Just trying to heal and he keeps following me. Like my more competitive games, I'll play I might play some like Rocket League or NBA 2K, which NBA 2K is kind of cancerous now on PC. I've learned a lot more cheaters. Like you'll just see cheaters from time to time now. Like it's normal for you to see a cheater in every like 3rd or 4th game you play online, and it sucks.
Keep it up, men.
What's he gonna do? He's gonna flick it, and then we're gonna hit him. Yeah. We get more of our force powers back. Let's let that regen. And sports games are terrible cheese from what your friend tells you, even on consoles. Gotcha. It's like there's 2 to 3 metas and everyone uses it. Yeah, that's how 2K's always been. What's cool about like so in NBA 2K, I'll make my own player, I'll play the city. I enjoy doing that. And oh shit. But like I always make a build that I really enjoy, and that just fits like how I want to play. And then I always end up doing well with it, right? It always works out. It's never a meta build, and that's always my first build. But then it's like halfway through the lifespan of the game, so things like change so drastically with meta builds, and then I start seeing stuff online without meaning to look up different like builds and stuff. Like it'll just pop up in my feed from time to time, and then I'm just like, I'm sitting there, I'm being forced to see some of these meta builds, and I'm just like, okay. And then I'll start taking bits and pieces from builds and just doing my own thing with them. No. But then you get to a point, man, in the game, you see nothing but meta builds, and they're just so OP, and you're like, what the hell am I even facing anymore? It doesn't make sense. Oh. And then, especially on PC, dude, sports games on PC, everyone cheats, I swear. It's never fair.
Maintain cover fire.
And then dude, you try to talk trash against other PC players, and they just sit there and spam comments, like racist racist comments at you. It's just horrendous. I don't feel like you get that really on console. Just talking out their, people just talking out their ass, and they just sit there and talk shit on you, and they don't even give you a chance to speak. It's like, that's cool. You're not gonna defend yourself. You're just gonna sit here and talk shit. It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll just say something to talk shit, and I'll just sit back and listen the whole time, and I won't say another word. It's entertaining.
I'm in.
Very
Let's
entertaining. So yeah, they go all for no reason. Do you multi-stream? I do. Yeah, I do. I'm currently streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and TikTok. And then it's like anytime I'm posting clips, I'm pretty much posting clips to YouTube and TikTok. Although, dude, I have not posted anything with clips. I haven't posted anything this week. I've been trying to get back into my routine after going on vacation for a little bit. Like took a trip to the lake with a group of friends for a few days, and then just got back. What was that? Monday? Tuesday? Monday. I got back Monday evening or Monday afternoon, and I was exhausted. Okay, so we got 2 concept art images. We got the General's Protectors challenge mission. All right. Dude, that saber throw's been super nice, especially on the heftier enemies, the bigger bosses. Like, I don't even care. We're gonna max it, bro. I'm insane for doing that, but I'm gonna do it. Then we get that level 2. Critical attacks. We'll just run it. Damn, almost getting that to level 3. Alright. Dude, I'm loving this game. I'm just gonna say it. I'll put it out there. This game's been really fun. It's been like a fresh of breath air, just completely different gameplay and how you even approach the game compared to KOTOR. You're gonna say for the TikTok, the algorithm only pushes you if you use Studio. IDK if you care about it. Gotcha. So challenge missions are so fun in here. They are hard, but just like the twisted characters you beat. Gotcha. Alright. That's do I have any? Maybe that's the only bonus mission I have. I don't know. Let me look. Bonus missions 1. New. General's Protectors. Oh, you actually get to run as the different characters that you kind of were part of the main mission that you actually went up against in the story mission. That's kind of cool. That's a really good take on it. Maybe I tried. Let's see where we get with this. If we struggle too much, then I can always just progress on and move on with the next story mission. That's cool though. Oh, we just fight against the clones, bro? That's sick. Hell yeah. Yo. Bro, this is awesome. These are pretty tough, honestly. Dude, this is dope. I love this. I forgot this was ever a thing. I might have just like not really played much of the bonus missions. I probably just sucked too much of the game as a kid. I didn't mean to get that back to tank, man. I could have used that later on. Woo! Take him out. He's got a launcher. Oh, I went straight to that.
Visual contact with enemy.
There we go. Got him. No. Oh. Yeah, got him. Oh, dude, we're killing it. Oh shit. That's tough. That's tough. What are these? What are these, man? What? More huggers? They're just gonna hug me? Ah, get them out of here. Bet. Get that back to the tank so we got some health. Bro. Dude, no way. Okay, I got him here. Get out of here with those flamethrowers, bro. No. Oh, no. I'm caught mid-move. I'm stuck. Let's go. Get that health. Hey. We're clutch. No, we're not. Oh. Come on. Dude, there's so many of them. Oh, shit. Oh. Dude, this is becoming brutal. Why are there so many? I can't escape. Let's get out of here. We gotta skedaddle. Is there any health? There's no health. Flies through them all. Come on. I'm dead. Bro. There's too many of them. Okay, so that part's pretty overwhelming, and I gotta be smarter about where I'm going when I'm kind of fighting people, because multiple times towards the beginning I accidentally picked up my health, my little Bacta tanks. I didn't mean to pick them up, but I did. There we go. There we go. Take this small one. Oh shit.
Fire in the hole.
Dude, really? He shot a rocket launcher at me, so I just got launched into the health tank, man. That sucks. I had to pick it up. This sucks. This is where I died last time. This is where I died, bro. This literally this like section. We still have one small health tank. I don't know. Come on. Get out of here. Get these guys out of here, bro. We don't want them anymore. There we go. Oh shit, we don't make this. Wait till you get near the end. I don't live through this, bro. Shit. Oh, I'm so done. I can't. I die here, man. I literally die here. That was too close. I'm dead. Okay, that is pretty brutal. I'm just gonna continue. We're gonna do another story mission. What's cool is we can always come back to that. Like, I could just, you know, take a few turns every game, and then if I don't beat it, all right, on to the story missions. I love that we can do that. We can always come back to it at any point, and we can keep trying the bonus missions over and over. So wait till the duel with Grievous. Ooh. Oh, it's the showdown with Grievous. It's literally, I think that's the next one, the next mission. I imagine this will be a little bit of a challenge. Here we go. Let's do it. Yeah, dude, let's go, A1. Dang, Grievous.
Here is where you meet your end, Kenobi.
Oh,
Let's
dude.
see about that.
Let's do it, man.
You'll only delay the inevitable, Jedi.
This is your last stand, General. Not bad for a droid.
I'm no droid.
Oh! Yeah, look at that, look at that. I don't know if you know, but we fully upgraded our lightsaber throws. So we do. I don't know if one will be able to do against them. Look at that, look at that, look at that. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Dude, he's just taking hit after hit. A1, we're killing it with the lightsaber throws, bro. Fully upgraded it. I didn't think it would make that big of a difference, but it's nice. It's so nice. He's like, he wasn't even deflecting it or trying to. Oh snap! He's got a gun now. No. Oh wait, now I gotta wait. He's cheating. He's got too many arms. It's not fair.
Catch this. You're programmed to fight dirty.
You heard it from Obi-Wan. He fights dirty.
I'm growing stronger. You won't escape this time.
Got him. Got him. Oh, he can block it. He can. Damn. Okay, so now he's starting to block it. Man, I was about to do it right there, and you got me.
Surrender while you can.
I'm trying to grab him. Damn.
I don't think so. Come on, unless you're afraid.
Got him. Got him. Dude, let's go. Let's go, A1. Dude. I'm sure he's gonna have like another phase here, because I don't think that was it. Yeah, he might have a few phases to this fight. He's gotta have at least 2 phases. We're gonna fight him again.
Great, more trouble.
You won't escape me this time.
My connection to the Force deepens.
Oh.
Stay down. Very tricky. Leave it to a droid to cheat.
Oh, we get him again, bro. It's so nice. Okay. Hitting him again. We're going into maybe another phase. Oh, yeah. Gotta be. Oh, dude, he just kicked the shit out of Obi-Wan. What's he got? A mine? Maybe? Is he gonna detonate it or? Oh, shit. He's just gonna run because that's what he does. That's what he does best. He runs. But surely we're right here because we're a Jedi and boulders can't stop us.
What?
You'll have to do better than that.
Oh, this is oh man. I wish it was like KOTOR where you could just save right here.
4 lightsabers? You'll need them, Grievous.
The Force cannot protect you. At last,
shit!
I shall destroy you.
Oh. Quit locking onto me, Grievous,
You'll
bro.
never take me alive.
Get away! He just locks onto my ass. Oh my gosh. I can't, it's not letting me heal.
Take this.
Say goodbye. This will be
Ow! No! Get out of here with that, Grievous. No! Said, well, you did better than me on this one. Dude, I just relying on jumping around to just get me out of tight spots. Oh! Oh! Whoop! Oh! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Spamming that combo, man. Filthy. And I think on this playthrough I'm playing on hard. I tried to make sure I got that changed when I first opened the game up. When I opened the game up for the first time, I tried to get that changed to hard from, I don't know if it was on like normal for that difficulty level. Found 2 secrets. We got 1 concept art image. We got General Grievous as a duelist. We got 2 new arenas, and we unlocked another challenge mission. That's sick. Boom. Dude, we're getting, Obi-Wan is getting powerful right now. This is gonna be nice. The dark side of the Force. Meanwhile, on Coruscant, Mace Windu gathers incriminating information against Palpatine and confronts the Chancellor in his quarters. Dude, let's go. Oh, that's so dope. We get to go through that whole phase. Order 66. I wanted to check out, what was that bonus mission then? Grievous on the Run. You actually play as Grievous. Ooh, that's cool. That sounds really cool. Dude, that could be a lot of fun. Oh my gosh.
It's time for you to die. I'll heal the flesh from your bones.
Alright, this is cool, dude. We get to run as Grievous.
You need to upgrade.
Dude, that's crazy. That's actually tough. He's really tough to control. Grievous was very difficult to... He felt super clunky to move around with. I don't know about that one. I'll have to, like, figure out his movements better. It's real easy to, like, move around when you're Obi-Wan or Anakin, but, like, dude, he was super clunky. It felt like he was too big of a character to kind of move around the arena with. And his moves felt slow. I'm gonna play a little bit of this one before I head off for the night, but we're gonna get maybe another mission in here and see what happens.
I am going to end this once and for all.
You can't. He must stand trial. I need him. No!
What are you doing?
He's a traitor to the Republic. Letting him live is too dangerous.
Letting you kill him is against our Jedi beliefs. I won't allow it.
Anakin!
Alright, here we go, dude. This is dope. We're gonna fight Mace Windu?
So be it. Stand down!
Ha! Don't make me laugh.
I thought you'd do better than this. I won't tell you again.
This is tough, bro.
Now we'll see who's the best.
Bro, let's go. Putting them in a second phase already. Feeling alright about that.
He's manipulating you, making you betray the Jedi Order. Can't you see that?
The only thing I see is a Jedi trying to assassinate a politician. You're the one who's betraying the Republic.
Let's go, dude. Oh, this is such a cool spin on what actually happened to the movie.
Don't make me kill you. Oh. You've crossed the line.
I don't take orders from you.
Dude. I just hit him with a saber throw. They can't do anything. You catch him off guard with that saber throw, like you're getting guaranteed. You're guaranteed to take away from their health.
Your rage will destroy you. Come on, fight me.
Ah, man. I like how it's actually, it sounds like, it actually sounds like Samuel L. Jackson.
Come here. There's something I want to show you.
I don't know what I was supposed to press there.
You become an abomination to the Force.
You'll never beat me.
Man.
So much
There's a lot of anger with Mace. Gosh. That's what I was trying to grab him, bro. And he grabs me.
This ends now.
Stop fighting. I am not your enemy.
Think you have a chance?
Oh, you ready for this, boy?
Oh my gosh. That was filthy, bro.
You think you have a chance against me?
Let's go. Let's get it. Dude, that took me forever. All right, here we go. Nah, we'll get Mace.
Your reign of evil ends now.
No, it's your treachery that's finished. Your plot is finished.
If we don't stop the Sith, he'll destroy the Jedi.
I don't know what I need to do there.
Prepare to die, Anakin
Oh man,
Skywalker.
it's been way too long since I've had to deal with that. Oh dude, he just fucked me up. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. Damn. If I click restart mission, do I have to do the whole thing from the beginning? I do. That sucks. I forgot that being a big thing in these games where there's just like no save point and it's just the whole mission. You gotta do the whole thing again. Let's look at what's the combat chart looking like. Press rapid. Saber lock struggle, press rapidly. It says XY. That's nice to know. What's our other dash attacks? Kinda like that, man. Critical choke, impale. Force impale, close range. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so guys, we are gonna go ahead and kind of wind down for the night though. I thought I was gonna beat that mission, but I guess not. We're gonna have to beat it in probably tomorrow night. I'm gonna make sure my game's saved before I do anything. I forget sometimes you get a manual save on these games. So we're also playing on hard. Easy, hard, normal. I'm playing on hard. Alright, now let's save our settings. I don't know if that does anything. I should save the game, right? Features. Alright, cool. Oh, unsaved progress will be lost. Well, no it won't, because that's saved. Come down here. Save again. Just to be safe. Alright, guys. Let me pull up some tunes real quick. Oh, stream pause for a second. There we go. Alright guys, so let's see here. Get stuff put away real quick. Dude, I'm gonna have to download, I'm gonna have to make my own custom cover for this. I don't have anything in place. But anyways guys, I do plan on streaming once again tomorrow night, right around 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And guys, I am currently live on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and TikTok. I'm gonna go ahead and change my input here. But all you guys have to do... Okay, there we go. So all you guys have to do is look up iAchieve or iAchieve Studios. You guys will find me. I'm typically posting clips daily. I haven't had anything posted this week because I got back from vacation. Still trying to get back into my old routine. So hopefully tomorrow, you know, we're gonna make it our goal to